point of view refers to the perspective from which a story is told, and writers have three main options. You've got the first person, in which the story is narrated by a character within that story. For instance, I sit on the chair and am happy to address my beautiful viewers. Then you've got the third person, in which the story is narrated by an authorial voice from beyond the narrative.
He sits on the chair and feels happy to address his beautiful viewers.
And finally, you've got the second person.
You sit on the chair and feel happy to address your beautiful viewers.
The vast majority of stories are told in either the first person or the third person, and in the videos to come we'll look at the complexities and pitfalls of those viewpoints. But before we move on, I want to mention the second person, because the reason it looks so sad is that people tend to forget about it. A second person narrative isn't the same as a second person address. Many novels address the reader directly without departing from a first or third person perspective. So for instance, Charlotte Bronte's Jane Eyre is still a first person narrative, despite asides to the reader such as, "Reader, I married him," or "You've not forgotten little Adele, have you, reader?" But occasionally you get a story that's narrated entirely in the second person perspective, and an example is David Foster Wallace's short story Forever Overhead, and it begins like this. Happy birthday! Your 13th is important. Maybe your first really public day. Your 13th is a chance for people to recognize that important things are happening to you. Things have been happening to you for the past half year. You have 7 hairs in your left armpit now, 12 in your right. Hard, dangerous spirals of brittle black hair, crunchy animal hair. There are now more of the hard curled hairs around your privates than you can count without losing track. Other things. Your voice is rich and scratchy and moves between octaves without any warning. Your face has begun to get shiny when you don't wash it. And 2 weeks of a deep and frightening ache this past spring left you with something dropped down from inside. Your sack is now full and vulnerable, a commodity to be protected, hefted and strapped in tight supporters that stripe your buttocks red. You have grown into a new fragility. Why is the second person point of view used so rarely? Well, on his book on writing short story, Tom Bailey notes that second person can be a powerful, fresh and inclusive universalized point of view able to create a felt empathetic effect. But he raises the following flag of caution. He says we are somehow more aware that we're in second person than first or third, which have the curious ability to disappear, leaving us more completely, more believably inside the dream of the narrative. So second person is very rare. We're not planning to talk about it anymore, but please don't forget about it, because if you forget about it, then it will be sad. Thanks for watching and good luck with your writing.